Hi everyone, we're going to sketch the graph of this polynomial, and let's fill out some information first. Let's first find the degree. Since this is not in standard form, let's just add these up, each factor. This is to the first power, and second power. And you add those up, you get 4, so our n is 4. We'll talk about n behavior momentarily. Our maximum turning points is going to be 4 minus 1. We're going to do this after we graph. We're going to find where y is negative and positive. And our y-intercept is when x is 0. So let's plug in 0 here. So that gives you negative 2 times 2 times negative 3 squared. So this is just going to be, this part right here is 4. Why did I put a 9 there? All right, this is 4 times 9, which is 36. So our y-intercept is occurring at 0, 36. And our zeros are where our y is 0. So if this is 0, then we'll have a 0 at 2, negative 2, and 3. I'm just looking at the factors. So that's going to be 2, 0, negative 2, 0, and 3, 0. All right, so let's talk about n behavior now. So the thing you need to know about n behavior is our degree is 4, which is even, and we are negative there. So let's look at this chart here. We have even, negative. This is the area we're at. Even, negative. So basically, in our case, it's y equals negative x to the 4th, which almost looks identical to that, except it's flatter in here, and it shoots down faster. Okay, so n behavior just means when we graph our function, we're going to be starting in quadrant 3 here and ending in quadrant 4. Quadrant 3 is negative, and quadrant 4 is positive, negative. And that's what this part is about. So basically it's saying as x gets larger and larger, our y gets smaller and smaller. And similarly, as our x gets smaller and smaller, our y also gets smaller and smaller. It still keeps going. They both open down. All right, so let's try to graph this. Here's our function. Let's plot everything. Our y-intercept was 9 times 4. I'm just going to put it as here. We're just sketching the graph. I'm using a grid, but we're going to sketch it and not worry about it so much. We just want to get the shape of it. So let's plot our zeros. All right. Now, we're starting in quadrant 2, and we're 3, and we're ending in quadrant 4. So as we approach negative 2, that's this portion. At this portion, that's to the first power, so it can cross the x-axis. If it's an odd number, it can cross. So we're going to cross it here at the x-axis and go to 36. And then make a U-turn and come back down to 2. Now let's see what's happening at 2. Well, at 2, it's also an odd power there, so that means we can cross. Now let's make a U-turn here and come to the 3. At 3, you notice that's an even power. Since it's an even power, it only can touch and make a U-turn back. So once we touch the x-axis, we have to turn back. So there we end in quadrant 4. Let's see how many turning points we had. We had a turning point here, here, and here. So we had 3 turning points. Now let's determine where our graph is. Our graph of f is negative. That just means where is it below the y equals 0 line. So it's below right through here. Let's use a different color. it's negative there. So that's negative infinity to negative 2. It's also below this right in here. So it's all negative. That's going to be 2 to infinity. Where is our graph positive? Our y positive, I mean. That's going to be up on top here. So it's this portion of the graph. So that's from negative 2 to 2. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.